Hey guys, welcome to an on location vlog today. This is the Keith Ashley Show. I'm Keith.
I'm Shannon.
And we are at the place where I got my start 20 years ago in the wrestling business. We were at Boogie's Wrestling Camp, owned and run by WWE Hall of Famer, handsome Jimmy the Boogie Woogie Man Valiant. The lovely Miss Shannon is getting her training here now. The Ginger Beast is getting her finishing school training. Tell them what you think about Boogie's.
It's amazing in the fact that everybody's family. Doesn't matter your background, how much you know, how much you don't know. You come here, you need help, everybody's going to help you. Be it trainers, Boogie himself, even other students.
Yeah, it's not
amazing.
One of these places where they'll put you down if you can't do 15 cartwheels in a row or, oh yeah, let's do
Flippies.
Cardio.
I don't
we'll
do
do
flippies.
20 minutes of cardio. Yeah, when it's time to do a spot, you're blown up and you can't do your spot. And our thing today, we always get this from fans when we say, oh yeah, we work with Shane Douglas. Oh, I talked to Gerald Briscoe, the late Vader, late Roddy Piper, DDP,
Even
Ricky
Boogie
and Robert,
himself.
Boogie, Lawler, Dundee, Arn. People don't know who these people are, and they're supposed to be wrestling fans. When we were growing up, we always figured we want to know the history of the business we're watching, and then once we all got into the business, we wanted to know the people who came before us. Nowadays, you have workers, wrestlers, whatever you want to call them, and wrestling fans, even the smart marks, the marks, have no idea of any wrestling history past before 2000. And you're like, well, who was your favorite wrestler? And there's people in their 30s and 40s. He would figure that they knew the guys from our time. And they say, oh, yeah, we're longtime wrestling fans. They'll say, oh, John Cena. He's
like
my all-time favorite.
9 years ago instead of 20 years ago.
Well, what was the best WrestleMania match? They'll say a match from 5 years ago. And you mention a match from the 80s or the 90s or even early 2000s, they have no idea.
Now, we're not saying, like, we're the perfect example of this. I grew up in California. This is the 80s. So it wasn't like now where everybody is seeing the same wrestling.
The territory days for people that don't know.
Right. So West Coast territory. There are wrestlers that I've seen, grew up watching, that he may know the name, but not really too much else about them. While
I
I'm
talk
still
about
learning.
Mid-Atlantic or Memphis or early WWF, and she has vague recognition of who these people were just from the magazines or if they got a mention when they went to another territory.
Right. So we're not talking about that, because even us, as true lifelong wrestling fans and wrestlers ourselves, we still are learning.
Yeah, you're always learning about the history of your business.
Right. We're talking about the people who legit act like wrestling wasn't even around and want to run their mouths. I'm sorry if you're going to run your mouth and say, oh, well, you're not doing that right because so-and-so did it like this. All right, well, so-and-so's only been in the business since 2001. I'm doing it like someone that I grew up watching back in 89.
Yeah,
that doesn't mean it's right or wrong, but you need to know your history.
Exactly. And then you get a lot of these fans never stepped foot in the ring, never played any sports. The closest they've come to a wrestling ring is a video game or watching it on television. And they'll be like, oh, well, so-and-so's not doing the spot right. One, you have no idea what they're doing because you're watching it on television or playing video games. It's a totally different animal. Or they'll come to a show and go, oh, so-and-so didn't do it like so-and-so. Maybe that's because everybody does it different in the business.
And also, there's fans out there who, well, why don't you do this move? Why don't you do that move? Just to inform everybody, there's different wrestling techniques. I'm a ground wrestler. I'm not coming off any ropes, ever.
No flips, no lucha stuff.
That's not what I am. I'm a ground worker. Now, every once in a while, you may see me climb a rope and get pulled off of it, because that's about as far as I'm going. I'm
then
not
you get people like me. I'm 6 foot roughly, 260. I can do flips. I can do rope flips. I can do lucha shit. I can do a lot of stuff. And it's oh, you're not supposed to do that. Who says I'm not supposed to do that?
You do, and this is for future wrestlers out there. You do what makes you feel comfortable with.
Exactly. And if you are training and the trainers tell you you have to do a certain spot, if you don't feel comfortable doing it, just like in a match, don't do it.
Right.
It's never worth risking a permanent injury because I've seen it happen. They've been told people, oh yeah.
Should we tell our personal story on this?
Yeah, prime example. Everybody wanted Shannon to do flips because she's small.
My body type, everybody said, oh, you should be able to do this.
She's 5'7", she's lightweight. She should
Thank
do
you for not saying my
Japanese style, women's or Mexican style flips and lucha stuff.
And I kept telling everybody, I'm not. Even when, I weighed 100 pounds growing up, I was not.
No, that's just not your thing.
No, they tried to put me in gymnastics because I was that big around and tall with long legs, and I never could get the hang of it. It's not me. And I let myself be talked into it. Anyway,
we were doing spots to do lockups, and then we were going to do arm drags and hip tosses and flips.
And then the next thing we know, because we were doing it, I did a few very well.
Then we said, let's do this for real. We're going to do a big spot.
So
it was a second rope Beal out of the turnbuckle.
And I had been doing it at, half speed, slower than a normal move. I was doing it okay. And we did it full speed, and I knew as soon as it was going, it was wrong, and I dislocated my elbow.
And it sounded like a stack of pencils breaking.
And if you go to my Facebook page, Shannon the Ginger Beast, there's photos of the bruises.
It's ugly.
All over. I dumbly popped it back into place.
Went back to training.
And went back to training because
she's taught old school.
I'm an idiot. But then I had to miss several months of wrestling because of that. And it was because I did something I was not comfortable with. I let people talk me into, and it ended badly. It could have been so much worse. So if you're thinking about one, find a legitimate wrestling camp.
Never some dude you talk to on the internet. I was always told this for years from Boogie, from Rikishi, Rock and Roll Express. If you're going to go to a school, have somebody that's been there or was trained by somebody that's been there.
Right.
You don't want to have Billy Bob from his garage say, yeah, I've watched wrestling on TV for 5 years. I played on video games. I'm going to train you to work.
Right.
We've been in the ring with some of these people.
We have. And
they don't know how to bump right. They're locking up wrong. They're hurting people. They're hurting themselves. And it's also putting on a horrible show.
I've been hurt by somebody. I had a beautiful bruise from somebody that wasn't trained right. So that's the number one thing. Number two.
Be comfortable about how you're being trained.
Right. There are different techniques in training. Just like there's different types of wrestlers, there's different types of training. I'm not going to name any schools because they are good, legitimate schools. But I personally could never have become the wrestler I am going there. It would not have worked for me. It would have just sent me packing.
Yeah. I mean, I learned almost 21 years ago. There were very few schools back then. And most of the schools did not train you in doing spots or linking spots together. It was all cardio, doing physical stuff. Not even weightlifting. It was always jumping jacks, push-ups, treadmills. That's fine and dandy to get your cardio in. That's fine because you need it because you're going to get blown up in a 5-minute match. But what you need to learn is spots. You have to learn your spots, being a ring general, listening to who's in the ring, and learning how to link your spots together and do a correct move because you are going to get hurt. We've known people that have done so many of these. oh, I went to a seminar and they taught us how to do 50 nip-ups and 25 drop football procedures. That's not going to help you in a match, dude.
No, not at all. And if you can't find a wrestling school because they are kind of scattered,
Yeah.
you can find sometimes a wrestler who's willing to take their time to train you. Like Boogie's, yes, I'm going to the finishing school and I love it. But Boogie's is a little far and it's a little difficult with our day jobs for me to come here every Sunday. I was fortunate enough to have this wonderful family of wrestlers who helped train me. Of course, Outlaw here was the main trainer, but there's also Nikki Static, Crazy Carl, and a list of others that have taken their time to help me.
Yeah, so if there is a local promotion in your area or one you go to, make friends with them. See if they offer training before a show or if any of the workers have trained people before.
And start just ring crew. Help set
Yeah,
up the
ring
ring.
crew,
Get your
sell
foot in
commissions,
the door.
sell merchandise. Get your foot in the business, and there's always a chance that her first match, somebody couldn't make it. They pulled a no-call, no-show. We needed somebody. She had her gear. She was licensed in Virginia, and that's how she got her first match.
Yep, and it went great. And I've been working for that promotion ever since. That's just how it works sometimes.
I mean, first time I ever did television, Memphis for WWE's Memphis Minor Leagues, many, many moons ago. I'm showing my age again. A guy didn't show up for a semi-main event spot on television, and I got to work on the main event on television against the late Mabel.
It just, that's how our world works. You never know.
Always have your gear, always be prepared.
And have, like, in my gear bag, I have my wrestling, I have my manager, and I also have my ref. You never know what's going to be needed. And if you're new, like I'm still very new to the business, lifelong fan, but very new to the business, I'm prepared for anything. I don't care if it's a run-in.
There's always a spot they can use you in a show.
Yep. And let me tell you right now, you probably won't get paid that first time.
No.
Especially if it's like a little run-in or something like that. But don't let that discourage you because
that is experience
this
you
is love. We do it because we love it. Now, on to number 3. Now, you do need to know all those things. Find a legitimate school, a wrestler that can train you privately. But the third big thing is you need to learn the history of the business.
Exactly.
It doesn't matter how you learn the history of the business. And I'm not saying dates. I'm horrible with dates, so don't ask me about dates.
Yeah, it's like if you go to an event and there's, say, Nikita Koloff, Magnum TA, Ricky and Robert of Rock and Roll, Coco Beware and Greg Valentine. Don't walk around and go, well, the fuck is this guy? One, it's disrespectful to the business. And 2, you're showing you're in this business, but you don't know the history of our business.
Right. So even if you just look up their name and get generic information on YouTube, you can find all of these matches just so you know something about them. You need to learn the history. You need to find out, where did wrestling start? Wrestling actually started in carnivals at fairs.
Pro wrestling, as we see it today.
That's one of the big things that it started.
Learn some of who were the legends like from the 40s and 50s. Lou Thez, Gorgeous George, Buddy Rogers, Bruno Sammartino, Boogie.
And if you're a female, there's plenty of females out there. Now, our history is a little darker.
It's a little murky, we'll just say that. No names mentioned.
No, and actually we'll probably do a podcast discussing the history of female wrestling.
Yeah.
But there are big names out there. But you need to be careful with those big names because some of them weren't the best for our business. But you need to have that sense.
Yeah, you have to know who came before you. Because, I mean, there's even some people now that have got a push in big companies. I don't mention names because I don't like to burn any bridges or hurt anybody. But there's some people that say, oh yeah, you're in the business. Well, how long you been a fan? Oh, I was never a fan. I got in here because I'm a weightlifter, or I'm a fitness model, or I'm this, or I'm that. And then when they do have like the Hall of Fame things or the legend shows, these people legitimately show their ignorance of the business by either snubbing the legends, saying something smart, saying, oh, look how they look. They're whatever, whatever.
Now, also, there was a time, especially for us women wrestlers, that one of the biggest things that gave us one of our biggest pushes, Glow. And as I said, we'll probably do a podcast just on the history of women wrestling. Well, it was a TV show just for wrestling, just for women. And these women didn't know history.
No.
They learned it, though.
The hard way.
They weren't wrestlers. They were models, actresses, fitness.
People just off the street.
Yeah, if you had a particular look, which that was very big back then, you could, what was it, like an audition?
Yeah, they had auditions just to say, oh, you look like you'd be so-and-so. They already had the gimmicks in mind.
Right.
Which was even for a lot of the guys. They would have a list of gimmicks. Well, this is the people we're looking for this territory. Oh, this is what we're looking for this episode of whatever show. And they just had to fill a spot.
Right. And so, yes, there's nothing wrong with that. Like, I'm coming into the business, start training, 36 years old. I was not a wrestler before. I wasn't anything to do with athletics. I wasn't, a weightlifter. I
cheerleading,
did
aerobics,
nothing like that. My everyday job is pretty generic and boring.
And being a mom.
And being a mom. Well, actually, no, that counts as being a wrestler.
Yeah, because we got to wrangle them a lot.
Yeah, that's like being a ref.
Hardcore Japanese wing match.
Yeah, all the time. So that we're not going to mention that.
Just dying on air.
But so you can come from anywhere, any background to do this.
We never judge, but you just have to, like we said, respect our business.
Right. Now, to y'all fans
Smarks
out there, I love my fans. I have a little groupie fan club of girls, about 8, 9, 10 years old. I love them. They love me. I will sign autographs. I will
they love
take pictures. I love my fans. My fans make me able to do what I do. But don't come at me, you did that wrong. Or why aren't you doing that?
Oh, you were slower on that spot. Oh, you need to do this.
You did that differently.
You know jack squat about what we're doing.
One, each match is different. I can do the exact same move every single match, and it may look different because circumstances are different.
Exactly.
You don't know what we're doing. We're putting on a great show for you guys. So don't come at us, and really be polite. Be nice.
Yeah, that's the main thing.
If you are, you're going to get so much more
from
us.
There's friends of ours, I'm not going to say who they are. They're in WWE right now. They had a pretty meh match. They were against each other. These fans laid into them. They've never been in wrestling. They've never known anything about our business. They called them sloppy workers. They called them non-trained. They said they shouldn't have been wrestling, all this other stuff. I mean, and this is so-called fans of theirs telling them this.
And the worst of it is after you deal with that for so long, it makes us kind of like, man, I don't want to talk to this person.
Exactly.
I'm not in the, I'm tired. I don't want to deal with this right now. When all I'm going to get is poop.
Yeah, you're getting backlash from fans who have no respect.
Right. So,
be nice.
During the matches, during the events, yes, holler, scream, boo, I don't care. But when you're meeting us one-on-one, especially when we're in public, like eating dinner, respect.
Have a little respect.
We will take our time, whatever we're doing, and we will talk to you.
I mean, 21 years, I've never denied an autograph, never denied a picture. I've told people, hey, I'm having dinner right now, give me a few minutes.
Or if we're with our kids, that's kind of a big,
That's a hey, yeah.
you know, but we'll even step aside
Yeah.
just to talk to you guys. But I don't want to hear,
You effed up right there.
right.
That's not your
Trust
place.
me, if we do mess up, we know before anybody else does. We know. And it kills us when we mess up.
Yeah, because the fans are not going to know it, but we'll know if it's the Drizzling Shiznits.
And sometimes y'all don't get it, but we work a lot. And some days we're just tired. And you don't know what's going on even that morning before we've come in.
But we go there to bust our asses and try to give you the best show we can. We
Right.
never bring personal life into how we entertain. If we're having a crappy day, you'll never know it once we hit that curtain, hit the ring, hit the autograph area. You'll never know it.
Right. So don't, perceive that we're nothing and you can talk to us anyway. That's not how it is. As I said, during, yes.
Yeah. That's
hate
your job.
me, love me.
You're a good guy, you're a bad guy, you get booed, you get cheered.
Just respond. That's my big thing. But when you meet us, especially out in public, just
Show a little respect and common sense.
right. That's it. And so when some of these big time workers in WWE, they won autograph, they won this, they won that. Well, maybe if because Joe Blow has,
Talk smack to him on the internet, or they've seen him at the restaurant or at the airport and they're shoving stuff in their face, and while they're doing that, they're saying,
oh,
your match sucks.
and don't try wrestling moves on us.
No, I hate that.
Don't. At my job, I had a dude decide he was going, just some random customer, try to do a move on me. I'm MMA trained. I ended up hitting him hard enough to make him puke. Because he came up behind me. I had no idea what was going on, except a man was attacking me. No wrestling moves. Don't. Because you may get really, really, really hurt.
Or if you do meet us and just randomly, or if we're at an autograph thing, don't try to be Superman. Grab the person's unsuspecting hand and try to break our hand, because it's not funny. It's stupid. It shows you look like a douche.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm impressing my old lady. I'm impressing my friends. No, you're not.
You look like a tool.
My trainer is 70-something years old. He's did his time in our business. Don't try to be a tough guy just because he's 6'5".
Yeah. So, basics. If you're a fan, learn the history or shut up. And show some respect when you meet us. If you're coming into our business, learn the history.
Exactly.
Find trainers. And you
Show
can
respect.
find them. Show respect. Really, it all boils down to respect.
Yeah, respect and common sense.
Right. And we're not trying to discourage anybody.
Oh, no, I've never...
We
need new
wrestlers.
blood. We need new people.
I mean, I have been discouraged. Oh, you're too old to start this.
You
Sorry.
don't do a certain spot.
DDP was older than me when I started, and look where he is. I mean, there's no age limits. Literally, there's not.
If you want to do it, there's a spot in our business for it.
It could be just managing. It could be
Refereeing.
reffing. It could be commentary. Because trust me, some of you older folks could definitely burn the place down when just talking.
Yeah.
And that would be perfect.
And that's one of the things, if you go to a place like Boogie, we will teach you how to be a wrestler, how to be a ref, how to manage, how to do the business side, how to do commentary. We will find a spot for you.
Right. And there's always something that you guys can do. And even if you're a fan and just want to learn a little behind the scenes,
Yeah,
at
come
least
on
here
out.
at Boogie's, you can definitely come out. Every Sunday,
Exactly.
rain, shine, it could
Free.
be a blizzard.
If you want to come and visit, it's always free. 12 to 4, 2916 Allegheny Spring Road, Shawsville, Virginia. Boogie's Wrestling Camp.
Right. And I can't speak personally for the other camps.
Yeah.
But I'm sure if you respectfully reached out to them,
They will let you see it.
right. So, This went on a little longer than we had planned.
Well, we know how you are when you get an attention. She's a redhead, folks.
Shut up. But we actually just had this conversation with so many of the new wrestlers and the trainees and some of the managers, and we felt the need to kind of make it more public, the advice that we had. So
This was our on-location shoot, and one of those, I have it inside me, I need to go let this festering boil out for a little bit.
hope you enjoyed it.
It's just a hint of what I get at home all these years.
Shut up.
I'm Keith.
I'm Shannon.
Till next time.
Bye, guys.